We met on a Tuesday. I remember because it was raining. Not the heavy kind, just a quiet drizzle that made the world feel slower. I was sitting at this small cafe downtown, the kind that always smells like burnt espresso and vanilla syrup. She came in wearing this oversized beige coat, her hair damp from the rain, eyes searching for somewhere to sit. All the tables were full except mine. "Can I?" she asked, pointing to the empty chair. I nodded, and that's how it started. She had this warmth about her, not loud or flashy, but gentle, the kind that makes you forget how cold the world can be. We started talking about random things, the weather, coffee, the kind of music that fits rainy days. She liked acoustic songs, the ones where you can hear the fingers sliding on guitar strings. I told her I liked silence. She said, "Then maybe you'll like me." I laughed, not realizing she was the calm I didn't know I needed. After that, we kept running into each other. Or maybe we both made sure we did. A week later, she texted me, "You owe me another coffee." I didn't, but I didn't argue. That's how love usually begins, doesn't it? Not with fireworks, but with small things. A message, a shared laugh, a feeling that someone finally sees you. Soon, our lives started blending. Weekends at her apartment, lazy Sundays watching old movies, her head resting on my chest while I pretended not to care about how fast my heart was beating. She'd hum while cooking, always barefoot, always spilling something. And I'd tease her just to hear her laugh, that kind of laugh that felt like sunlight breaking through clouds. It was simple. It was good. At least for a while. The thing about love is, it doesn't die all at once. It fades quietly, like the light at dusk, where you don't notice it's getting dark until it's already night. She loved me deeply. I know that now. She cared. She showed up. She listened when I spoke. But love isn't just about presence. Sometimes it's about understanding. I needed something she couldn't give, or maybe didn't know how to. See, I've always been complicated, I guess. I grew up in a house where silence was a weapon, where love was something you had to earn. So when I love someone, I don't need grand gestures. I just need to feel safe enough to be seen. With her, I never felt seen. Not really. She loved me for who she thought I was. Calm, steady, grounded. But inside, I was falling apart. Whenever I opened up, she'd smile and say, "Don't overthink it," or "You worry too much." She meant well, but those words always shut me down. I didn't need her to fix me. I just needed her to sit in the dark with me sometimes. To not turn everything into sunshine when all I needed was understanding. She showed love in ways that looked perfect from the outside, cooking dinner, planning trips, remembering the small details. But the one thing I needed, emotional closeness, was always missing. We started arguing. Not the loud kind, but the quiet ones. The kind where you say nothing, yet everything hurts. She'd ask, "Why are you so distant lately?" And I'd think, "Because I feel alone even when you're here." But I never said it, because saying it felt like breaking something fragile. There was one night, I still remember it like a scar. I came home from work, exhausted, my head spinning from everything I hadn't said that day. She was sitting on the couch, waiting for me, smiling. She asked, "How was your day?" And I said, "Fine." But it wasn't fine. I wanted to tell her that I felt invisible, that I missed the way she used to look at me like I was something special, that lately I felt like a guest in my own life. Instead, I just said fine, because she looked happy, and I didn't want to ruin that. So, we both pretended. She pretended she loved someone who was okay, and I pretended to be someone who didn't need more. Over time, love turned into routine. The small talks replaced the deep ones. The laughter became polite. The silence between us stopped feeling comfortable. It felt like distance. She'd reach for my hand, and I'd let her, but it didn't feel the same. I started staying late at work, not because I had to, but because I didn't know how to go home anymore. Sometimes I'd come home and find her asleep on the couch, a book on her chest. I'd stand there, watching her breathe, wondering when exactly we lost each other. It's strange how you can share a bed and still feel miles apart. She noticed, of course. One night she asked, "Do you still love me?" I hesitated for too long. She looked away before I could answer. She loved me in every way she knew how, but it was never the way I needed. She gave affection, care, loyalty, but not connection. I needed her to feel me, to look past the calm and see the chaos I was hiding, to hold me when I couldn't hold myself. But she wasn't built that way. Her love was made of comfort, not depth, warm, but not understanding. And I guess my love was too heavy for her. The night we ended, it wasn't dramatic. No shouting, no breaking things, no grand goodbye. Just two people sitting at a kitchen table, realizing they'd reached the end of something beautiful but incomplete. She said quietly, "I've tried everything to make you happy." And I said, "You did. You really did." Then I paused, trying to find words that wouldn't hurt, but there weren't any. "She loved me in every way," I said softly, "but the one I needed most." She stared at me, tears filling her eyes, not the kind that fall, but the kind that stay, heavy and unshed. And I think that hurt her more than any fight ever could. Because it wasn't about fault. It was just about difference. We weren't broken people, just two souls with different definitions of love. I wanted someone who could meet me in my quiet, who could sit with my storms and not try to make them stop. She wanted someone lighter, someone who didn't turn love into introspection. And neither of us could change who we were. She said, "I thought love was enough." I whispered, "Me too." We sat there for a long time, saying nothing. just listening to the rain hit the window, the same sound that brought us together once. Eventually, she stood up, walked to the door, and stopped. She looked back, gave me a sad smile, and said, "Take care of yourself." And then she left. The door closed softly, not like an ending, but like a sigh. It's been 2 years now. Sometimes I still dream of her. In the dreams, she's always laughing, barefoot, humming while cooking. The smell of garlic and olive oil in the air. The sound of her bracelets clinking as she stirs the pan. I wake up, and for a moment, it feels real. Then the silence hits. I tried dating again, but it's never the same. Not because she was perfect, she wasn't, but because she was real. She taught me something about love, something I didn't understand back then. That love can be genuine, pure, and still not enough.
People always talk about love as if it solves everything. But sometimes it's just not the right shape for the space inside you. She gave everything she had, and I gave everything I could. But our everything didn't fit. And that's nobody's fault. I still wonder sometimes if she ever thinks of me. If she found someone who needed the kind of love she gave. Someone who didn't need words to feel seen. I hope so, because she deserved peace. And as for me, I learned that love isn't always about what's given. Sometimes it's about what can't be. I used to replay our moments, trying to figure out where we went wrong. But maybe we didn't. Maybe we were just meant to find each other long enough to learn something. She taught me gentleness, and I like to think I taught her depth, even if it hurt. If I could talk to her now, I'd tell her this. You loved me beautifully. You did your best. And I hope wherever you are, you know that your love wasn't wasted, because it changed me. I learned to stop expecting people to love me in my language, and instead, I learned to translate, to see the love that comes in forms I didn't understand before. But I also learned to never settle for half connection, to never stay quiet just to keep peace, to never confuse comfort with closeness. Because love without understanding is like a song without sound. You feel the rhythm, but never the melody. Sometimes, late at night, I still hear her voice in my head. That soft laugh, that gentle, don't overthink it. And I smile, because I finally understand what she meant. She wasn't dismissing me. She just didn't know how to meet me in that place of pain. She loved me in her way. And that has to be enough. Love doesn't always give you what you want. Sometimes it gives you what you need to grow. So if you're listening to this, whoever you are, and you feel unseen, understood, or half-loved, don't hate them for it. Not everyone can love you the way your heart needs, But that doesn't mean they didn't love you at all. She loved me in every way but the one I needed most. And maybe that's okay.